Hello friends, my name is Ramasu. Today we shall discuss about a topic, the business justification. Friend, today's topic is very interesting, especially if you have interest in terminology like business justification. You want to learn about it. That what is business justification or business case. So let's start. First of all, I would request to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell option as well, so that my new videos can reach to you. Friend, business justification or so-called business case prepared for the project is one of the foundation for its implementation. It allows to assess the desirability, reasonableness and purposefulness of future activities and assess the probability of success of implementation in the short and long term perspective. The business case of the project is also a document allowing the entities and institutions supervising the project stakeholders to take and justify decisions having an impact on the course of the project. This is one of the essential parts of the basic document initiating the project charter. To a minimum extent, business justification defines the expected results of the project and gives direction to the project team. Anytime a business goes through a major changes, a business justification can help the leaders set the appropriate course of action. You may need this document, which is also called a business case, if you are just starting a business, expanding into new territory, or changing your company structure. Furthermore, you will often need these anytime your business applies for funding from investors or lenders. To make this document as useful as possible, make sure to learn to write it correctly. First of all, call out the problem you solve. The most successful business solve a problem for customers. It can be a global problem, like companies that create alternative energy or make like free foods. However, solving local or relatively small problems can be just as convincing for this purpose. For example, a rural grocery store may realize that the community has no coffee shop. If such a store wanted to get a loan to install a coffee in the store, the leaders may say that they will solve this issue in the town. Depending on what you will use your business case for and how obvious the issue is, the length of this section will vary. If you need this document for your own decision making process and the need you solve is exceedingly obviously, you may just start with a paragraph on the need you will fill. However, if you need a plenty of funding or the issue is complicated, you should consider adding research and charts. Then next point is the list the alternatives. Now, alternative means that once you have convinced the reader that there is a problem to solve, first thing that he should have to realize that there is some problem. You can show that you have considered all the possible ways of solving it. In some business justification, it is appropriate to show that you are open to the options on the list. Consider a local restaurant with owners who want to expand into a franchise. They may list alternative locations throughout the surrounding cities to help stakeholders, leaders, or lenders or themselves make the decision. The writer may also list advantages, problems, research, and notes on each possible new site. Okay. The next one is the list the positive possible outcomes. Now, uh, once you have the list of alternative, now in the next section of the business case, identify as many advantages to your plan as you can. These positives should include any monetary gain or savings. However, you do not have to limit yourself to the numbers. Think about a business that wants to expand their marketing strategy. The first advantage may be increased brand awareness. The writer may then also include an estimate of increased revenue from new customers. If you can find facts or conduct research to back up your claims, these can be helpful. However, you do not usually need to spend more than a paragraph on each positive outcome. Be as specific as you can in those 3 or 4 sentences. So basically, try to understand. We are understanding that how we are making a business justification document right now. Okay, now weigh the risk. No business decision is completely without risk, and uncomfortable as it can be so to consider the possible downsides of expanding or starting a company, it's important to give this portion of the case as much attention as the advantages, like in the previous section we have discussed. These points can be qualitative or quantitative. Some of the risks may be unavailable. For example, if you decide to expand into one town, you may have an opportunity cost for not investing in the alternatives. If you find a risk that is completely avoidable while you solve the problem, the justification has done part of its job. Think through ways to mitigate or eliminate this potential downside. In the last, assess the scope and impact. Now, finally, you should outline how far you want to take this project for the time being and how it will affect day to day operations. Clearly explain the scope of the project or business. Although you may have big goals in your mind, keep the scope here relative to your audience. For example, if you are only trying to gain funding to expand to one or more location, limit the scope to this for the time being. You can always add more when you are ready to make your brand a global phenomenon. For this situation, the impact on your business may include the number of employees you will bring on. This may have additional impacts on your company. For example, if the expansion brings as your total full-time employee number above 50, you may have to provide health insurance as well. Be as specific as possible about each point and follow them in a logical order to make a business justification document. I am hopeful that if you follow these steps as mentioned here, it will be great to make a good business justification document. Friend, business justification of project actually is created, updated and controlled throughout the entire project. It incorporates mean and far reaching goals of the project and is also a reference point for project control at the milestone level. Main principle of successful project management says that it must have a valid and validated business justification. This means that there is a rational reason for starting it from the beginning of the project and is subject to the verification during the project lifetime. In the event of loss of business justification, the project should be closed as soon as possible. The continuity of business justification is intended to ensure that the limited resources of the organization will be used only for projects that bring benefits in line with the organization's strategic goals actually. So friend, thanks a lot for watching the video. I hope you like this video. If you like it, please share it with the friends and colleagues, and thanks a lot for watching the video. Thank you, friends.